Right. So your Creality print icon would look similar like to the one I have here. Creality 6.3, that's what I have. You might have a later version, a more latest version when you install it. So I'll run Creality print and then it will give you this splash screen when you start the software. So Creality print, and from here, then it will give us our software. So I've reset my Creality print so that you get also the same experience, somewhat of the same experience when you start your Creality print. So here it will ask you to start off to select your region and area because remember, this will be a first time install for you. So yeah, I'll just choose other, and then here to say connect printer via LAN, right? They say connect printer via LAN. So what you want to do is make sure that your 3D printer is connected to the same network that your machine is connected to. So I have my 3D printer connected to the same network. I think I will also make a tutorial for that just to show you how that is. So I'll just say connect printer via LAN. And then now what it will do is it will check for my printer on the network that I'm working on. So this makes things simple because it can actually then detect your, what is it? It will detect your printer so that you don't really have to then manually choose the printer. So I'll select here the K1C. So it detected it from the network settings. So here what I'll do is I'll click add. Right, so this will get us here. So here it wants to take us through the tutorial. I would advise you that maybe just go through it, read, so that you get an understanding of it. What I'll do is I'll click skip. Right, and then yeah, because remember, it's going to be a first time experience for us. We just give you all of this information. I won't join this, so I'll click cancel. And then this gets us into our Creality software. Right? This gets us into our Creality software. So before I even bring in the STL file to start printing, just note if you want to orbit in here, you hold down your right click. So different from CAD, here you hold down your right click and then you move your mouse. This is how you orbit like this. And obviously, rolling your mouse wheel back and forth will allow you to zoom in or zoom out. Then you've got all these tools up here at the top, tools that are inactive until you select a model, and we haven't yet brought in a model. So this is our Creality print all set up. So I do recommend that you put your printer and your machine on the same network so that when you start up a Creality print, it will pick up your printer much easier. Right. So having done this, let's import something. So to import something, you click here where it says file, top left corner, file, right? And you want to do import, right? So if I click import, and then here, the very first one, it will import. There are many types of formats that you can import as into Creality print. So you notice this one also, the second option is STL. So I'll just click this import, and then it will give us a dialog here. I think I put it in music. So the ADC keychain here, the STL file. So if I select the STL, then it will bring the STL in here. Right? So sometimes it brings it in different ways. When when you're setting this up for print, let's say it brought it like this. So I'm going to rotate this. So this is a good orientation to print this file. But let's say maybe when it brought it in a different way. So I'm going to rotate this. Sometimes you might want to rotate this. I will rotate this so that it's sitting in the bed way. So you notice when I click away, not everything is active here. When I select it, more things become active because it's these options are dependent on whether you have an item selected. So here I'll go up here. If I hover, it will tell me the name of this command. So rotate, I'll click rotate, and then it will give me the rotate gizmo here. So if I hover over, An icon, it will show me how it will rotate it. So I'll rotate it using the red one, right? So I'll just rotate it a bit, just so that I know here which one is being rotated. So here I can then come and then specifically type 90 and press enter so that it's rotated 90 degrees like that. So if I click away, you notice you don't want to print this thing like this. Notice the way it's sitting. This thing will fall as you print because it doesn't have much of a stable base at the bottom, right? So let's say it brought it in like this. It means you now have to fix this by rotating so that it fits well. So another thing I wanted to show you is if I move. So if you want to pen, you hold down the middle mouse button. If I select this and then I use the move, so let me say I move it upward, you notice that it will always jump back down because it's the software has been made so that anything that goes in there is basically in contact with the plate. So you always want to make sure that the software will always make sure that it's sitting down here. So as you rotate, you notice that you just jump so that it sits on the table, on the bed here. So another tool that I want to show you is this tool here. So if I select this tool here, so this is the lay on face. The lay on face tool, what happens is if I select lay on face, then it shows me all possible faces. So if I click to say this face, it will lay the design on that face. You see there. If I click this face, it will lay the design using that face. Let's say if I click this face, then it will lay it in such a manner that it's sitting on that face. But you notice nothing really makes sense to print this, but to print it on this face. So if I click this face, then it basically sits like that. Right. So let's say that I've made this orientation. I like this orientation. I want it to print like this. The next thing that I will do is I'll go down here where it says slice plate. There are many settings here, but I'm going to use the default settings, the settings that you will have by default as well. So here I'll click slice plate. When I click slice plate, so it says in the slicing preview, okay, just click enable. So when I click slice plate, then it will start slicing. So you notice we were on prepare. This is where we were. We were on prepare. So when you click slice plate, what it does is then goes to preview. So preview is where it will show you how it will work this. So you notice here, as I go up, this is how it will make this. So I'm thinking creality changed this. Creality changed this because this is somewhat new. Right. So all right. All right. So creality did change this. So what I'll do is I'll go back to prepare. So I think it changed in this new version. Because here, if you go to not supports, but infill, we're basically looking for infill. So I'll go here where it says strength, right? And then here infill, you've got 15% infill. Okay, so the infill is already set up. I don't know why in prepare it's not showing us the infill. Because here it should show us the infill. Right. But anyway, I'll continue and then I'll check on this. I'll try to print this as well, just to see everything will come out. Right. So once you do this, the next thing you want to do is you want to then click where it says send print. So when you click where it says send print, then it will immediately, because it picked your printer. So you actually notice that on your local network, you've got this printer here. And then you can actually click start printing, and then your printer will actually start printing this. or you can say just send only. When you click where it says send only, you're simply just saying, take this design, put it in the printer memory, and then maybe you go and use the screen on the printer to print it. So here, I want you to do either, because I don't want to send this to the printer. But let's say you want to save this to a memory card. So you don't click send print, you click the arrow to the next of send print. And then here, you then say export G code. When you say export G code, now you have the ability, by the way, the creality file will make a G code file. A .g code file is the one that a 3D printer will understand. So when you do this, the next thing that you want to do here is then choose a location where you want to save the G code. So you could either save it directly to a flash drive, or you could save it to any folder in your machine. So I'm going to save it in the same place, and then I'll click save like that. So I've exported this G code out of creality print. All right, thank you.